All right, 5.4 relates to sum and difference formulas. Now, there's a modification to your homework on the syllabus, so if you're getting this video as part of your homework tonight, I sent you an email on your Holy Child account. Tonight's homework's been modified. On page 402, you need to do 7 through 15 odd, number 21 sign only, and then numbers 29, 31, and 33. So that's a lot less than what was on the syllabus. My apologies, and I did send you an email to your Holy Child account indicating this. Let me go ahead and do a few of them for you. Let me start with number 7. Number 7, you're asked to do...
Attention please, Pernilla, if you're in the building, could you please come see me at the reception area? Pernilla, could you please come to the reception area? Thank you.
Cosine pi over 4 plus pi over 3 is the problem. They actually give you the two angle measures that you're going to use, which makes it a lot easier. We're using a sum formula. It's with cosine. And so if you just use the formula sheet, you can see that the cosine of pi over 4 plus pi over 3 is going to be the cosine of pi over 4 times the cosine of pi over 3 minus, notice it's plus, and the formula sheet we're minus here. So please be careful. Make sure you don't mess up your signs. Sine of pi over 4 times the sine of pi over 3. Now you need to use your special triangles to solve for each of these parentheses. Cosine of pi over 4, that's 45 degrees. It's going to be root 2 over 2. Pi over 3 is 60. The cosine of 60 is a half. The sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. And the sine of 60 is root 3 over 2. And we can go ahead and do the multiplication. We get root 2 over 4 minus root 6 over 4, and we can actually combine that under a single denominator. And so for number 7, that's how you do it. Number 21, you're given 13 pi over 12, and I said in my modified instruction we're just going to do the sine. So we need to do the sine of 13 pi over 12. You need to figure out what two angles add to 13 pi over 12. Turns out that 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 3 is the same as 13 pi over 12. So you need to figure that part out yourself. So in essence, what we're going to solve for is the sine of 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 3, which means we're going to use the sine formula that we have. And so we'll go ahead, and this is then going to be simplified as the sine of 3 pi over 4 times the cosine of pi over 3 plus the cosine of 3 pi over 4 times the sine of pi over 3. Now, 3 pi over 4, this is a 45-degree angle in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine is positive, so that's root 2 over 2. Pi over 3 is 60, the cosine of 60 is a half. The cosine of 3 pi over 4, this is a 45-degree angle in the second quadrant. The cosine is negative, so it's negative root 2 over 2. Make sure you don't forget that negative. And then the sine of pi over 3 or 60 is root 3 over 2. Let's go ahead and simplify. We get root 2 over 4. Now it's minus root 6 over 4. And we can put that all under a common denominator of 4. And that's your answer. So we're just plugging and playing into the formula. In number 29, it's not a trick question, but they're basically asking you for this, what's the instruction? The instruction is to write the expression as the sine, cosine, or tangent. So we're given the sine of 3, cosine of 1.2, minus the cosine of 3, sine of 1.2. You need to map that to a formula. So look at your formula sheet. We got the sine, cosine, cosine, sine. We got a minus sign between it. You need to be able to recognize that this is the sine of u minus v formula. Okay, this here matches up to that formula. So we can take all of this and say it's sine of u minus v. 3 minus 1.2 is 1.8. So the answer to number 29 is simply the sine of 1.8. They're not asking you to solve. They're just asking you to put it in terms of sine. And again, the way you did it was you looked at sine and cosine, cosine, sine, a minus sign. Yep, u minus v. Hopefully that helps. We'll do another one the next day or so, but this should get you started. Good luck.